come closer, settle in. This is one of those stories elders lower their voices to tell because it carries love, fear, and a truth that still walks the night. It is said that in the town of Zarima, near the edge of the ancient Urbano forest, the sky once stayed awake while the moon hid its face in shame. What happened there changed the woman forever. Listen to the end, and you'll understand why even the strongest hearts grow quiet when her name is mentioned. People in Zarima still whisper about Neriah and her husband. They say the night everything broke open was the night secrets could no longer hide. Neriah herself never knew the truth until a single silent evening tore apart everything she believed about love, trust, and the man she gave her whole life to. What she witnessed made her heart tremble like dry leaves before a storm. Only those with steady souls can hear this tale without feeling their eyes burn. Stay with me till the very end, and the truth will reveal itself. Neriah was a gentle young woman who lived in a calm settlement beside the Urbano forest. She had a soft, patient smile, one that could quiet anger and soften sorrow. Each dawn, she walked to the stream for water. Each sunset, she sat outside her clay home, watching the sky turn gold. She wanted little from life: peace, warmth, and love that felt safe. One evening, on her way back from the stream, she met a stranger named Corel. He was tall and quiet, with eyes that seemed to hold many locked doors. When he smiled at her, something warm stirred in Neriah's chest like fire settling under a cooking pot. He greeted her, and when he spoke her name, her heart began to race like drums at a festival. She didn't know who he was, but near him she felt strangely protected. Corel began visiting her home often. He swept her compound, gathered firewood, carried heavy loads even when she insisted she was strong enough. Soon the whole town noticed how he looked at her, with care, with longing. Some said Corel came from far away, others said he had no people of his own. No one truly knew his past. Neriah didn't mind. She only saw a man who treated her gently, as if she was something precious. When Corel asked her to marry him, Neriah agreed without hesitation. Zarima celebrated with song and dance. She believed her happiness was complete. She believed she had found the one her spirit had waited for. She didn't know the night would soon ask for a terrible price. At first, life with Corel was beautiful. He rose early, worked hard, and often brought her fruits from the forest. Some she had never seen before. A few even glimmered faintly in the dark. When she asked where he found them, he smiled and said, "From paths only my feet remember." She laughed, thinking it a joke, but his smile always lingered too long. Corel never allowed Neriah to follow him into the forest. Whenever she tried, he stopped her gently and said, "The forest is deep. Let me walk it alone." His voice was calm, but his eyes held something unreadable. At night, he often left after she slept. One evening, Neriah awoke and reached for him, only to find the mat empty. The night was too quiet. Her chest tightened. She lit a small lamp and stepped outside. The moon shone brightly, polished like ivory. Corel was gone. He returned at dawn, soaked, eyes red with exhaustion. He claimed he went to fetch something for her, but his hands were empty. Whispers began in Zarima. People spoke of strange sounds in the forest. Some saw a shape, half man, half something else, moving between trees. Neriah heard the rumors, but she pushed them away. Love told her not to listen. Still, strange things grew. Sometimes Corel breathed as if two lungs worked inside one chest. Sometimes his shadow stretched wider than his body. Animals feared him. Dogs growled, goats fled, chickens scattered at his approach. One morning, Neriah saw deep marks near their doorway, footprints too large to belong to any human. When she called Corel to see, They vanished as if the earth had swallowed them. Her heart knew something was wrong. Then came the night she could no longer pretend. Corel returned late, drenched and shaking. When Neriah reached for him, he stepped back. His eyes glowed faintly, like a flame burning underwater. She gasped. He turned away. From that moment, sleep left her. Fear sat beside love in her chest. Still she stayed. Still she hoped. One night, thunder roared without rain. The wind screamed like restless spirits. Corel stood at the doorway, staring into the forest as if being summoned. His voice, when he spoke, sounded like two voices layered together. That night, Neriah made a choice. She followed him. Barefoot, heart pounding, she slipped into the forest. The moon hid behind clouds. Trees whispered secrets. Shadows moved. She followed the sound of snapping branches until she reached a clearing. There she froze. Corel knelt at the center, body shaking violently. His skin rippled like water. His arms stretched, bent, changed. His shadow stretched huge across the ground. Something inside him was fighting to break free. A dry twig snapped beneath her foot. Corel turned. His eyes burned like twin fires. He saw her. The change stopped. His shadow shrank. He fell, crying out in pain. Neriah collapsed to her knees. She crawled to him, fear tearing through her, but love held her steady. She touched his hand. He begged her to run. She refused. Through tears, Corel confessed the truth. He was born of two worlds, human and forest spirit. His mother was mortal. His father belonged to the ancient Obano. Though Corel looked human, the spirit inside him was growing stronger. That was why he hid, why he vanished at night, why he was afraid to tell her. He loved her too much to risk losing her. Neriah wept for him, for herself, yet she stayed. But Corel warned her, one day the spirit world would claim him fully. That day came. As dusk fell, Corel told her the doorway would open that night. The forest was calling him home. The wind rose, light swirled like glowing insects, the air thickened. Neriah clung to him, but forces beyond her strength pulled him away. With tears on his face, Corel stepped into the forest and faded, like smoke into the sky. Neriah returned to Zarima at dawn, empty-handed and hollow-eyed. She spoke little afterwards, but every night she faced the forest. Sometimes a breeze brushed her cheek. Sometimes she heard her name whispered through the leaves. Love, she learnt, does not always stay, but it never truly disappears. The people of Zarima still tell this story. They say true love can hold even the impossible. And on nights when the moon hides its face, some swear you can still hear Corel calling Neriah through the trees. If this story touched you, tell us where you're watching from. Have you or someone you know ever sacrificed everything for love? Share your thoughts below. Like, subscribe, and share so more people can hear these African tales that heal, teach, and remember. Thank you for listening. We'll meet again tomorrow.